without further ado, let's get into it. The Pixar tier list. So right off the bat, this is pretty tough. Up is a fantastic Pixar movie. It opens up super sad. I'll try to avoid spoilers if you haven't seen any of these. But it opens up pretty sad. Great movie. Super good. I gotta put Up in like the A tier, because I feel like nostalgia is going to come into play here, and I don't even feel it. I know nostalgia is going to come into play here. It's Toy Story for me is iconic. This was one of the ones I grew up as a kid watching. I had the toys. I had Buzz, Woody. I think I had, oh man, it was so good. Well, you watched Up in Spanish? I've never seen it in Spanish. I've watched SpongeBob in Spanish and a couple of other cartoons in Spanish, but I've never watched Up, and that's interesting. I might have to. That's so funny, and that's so. I've never watched that in Spanish. Yeah, Toy Story for me is S tier. Iconic S tier. For me, I don't know. I always like. It was just so cool. Especially because at that age, Coco in Spanish just hits different. It's actually so much better. That's probably bad English right there, but it's the voice acting just works better in Spanish with Coco. I've watched Coco a couple of times in Spanish. So Monsters U, this one's gonna be a little on the lower side for me, although I enjoyed it. I was hoping when they announced a new Monsters Inc. movie that it was going to take place after they open the door, after they opened the door, you know, on Boo in the last movie. Like, I was hoping for more of that, but it was enjoyable. I think I might put it on the C tier list because they also, so some of their own lore is broken. Some of their own lore is broken. Like, so for example, in Monsters University, supposedly this is the first time they meet, right? But in Monsters Inc., he says, "You've been jealous of my good looks since the 2nd grade," or something like that. You know how he talks. Put that thing back where it came from, so help me. But they kind of took back some of their own lore in their own movie. Hyperbole, a comic hyperbole. That is true. Very true. Finding Dory was not as good as Finding Nemo. I think this is the same situation of like the BC. I think C. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, no, you're right. B. I think B. Finding Nemo, however, that was another iconic movie. It looked amazing. Also a very sad beginning of the movie. Like, why? Like, Pixar loves just doing like sad things at the beginning. They just love messing with people. S tier for sure. We're going there. Cars 2. Okay, so I'm a sucker for the Cars movies. I think the first one is the best. Oh my god, that's so cute. Wait, what part did you quote? Cars 2, I'm a sucker for the Cars movies. I think the first one's obviously the best, but the rest of them I like kind of like ironically. I gotta say B tier for Cars 2. Cars 3 is actually pretty good. I agree. That one is slept on. I think that one actually might be better than Cars 2. Cars 2, there's a lot of murder. It was when I'm with you, I feel it. Oh, that's so fucking cute. You're blocked. How dare you? That's so romantic and cute. I love that. That is so good. Oh, that's so good. Oh dude, the Incredibles is, and the second one was just as good to me. The Incredibles 1 is S tier for me. I think the Incredibles 2, we'll see there. Too wholesome, maybe cringe. No, that shit's cute as hell. Ratatouille. I'm a sucker for cooking. I'm not like on Martin level, but I love cooking. I love exploring cooking. I personally love the artwork and just like the music and just the vibe of Ratatouille. I personally would put it in A tier. Oh God, please tell me you guys have watched The Good Dinosaur. I feel like this is another one that gets slept on a lot in the Disney kind of Pixar realm. The Good Dinosaur is amazing and so freaking sad. It is such a good movie. I don't know if I'd put it as S tier, but I'll put this as A. I'll put this as A for sure. But it's such a good movie. It's another one of those tearjerker ones. And then look, the original Cars, baby, all new 2006. You guys, that's 15 years ago. 2006. I love the original Cars. I love it. Life is a highway. Life is a highway, dude. It really is. The all new 2006 Cars. Oh geez, I feel like I remember that like yesterday when that came out. Oh geez. Now Cars 3, I agree, and that is it gets pretty intense for a Cars movie too, like emotionally. Like I have to agree with you. I think it's in the A list. I think it's actually better than Cars 2. If you have Disney Plus, Brie, I definitely recommend watching it. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Now, A Bug's Life. I don't care what anybody says. A Bug's Life is S tier for me. I loved A Bug's Life. I loved it. You're fired. Dude, S tier all the way. You all look like little ants from up here. The freaking dude, it's so good. Just because I'm a ladybug doesn't mean I'm a girl. And dude, wow. That movie was teaching us gender fluidity. Look at that. Wow, way to go, Pixar. Okay, Bug's Life. I love that movie, dude. Bug's Life is so good. Incredibles 2, like I said, it was really good, especially after the 15-year kind of gap. I don't think it's S tier like the first one, but very good. I gotta say, C tier? Jeff, did that movie hurt you? What? C tier? What? I'm actually, you're the first person I've ever heard say that. Wow. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I can't argue with that. I know I enjoyed it a lot, just because I'm a sucker for like that like superhero world that they created kind of in theirs. WALL-E is it was so good. WALL-E is almost like, you've never seen WALL-E? That's almost as shocking. WALL-E is definitely S tier. It is almost like this movie does so well that it almost doesn't have any people or voiced acted lines in it. Like it's just like sound bites, and there's like maybe, I think out of the full, like, what is it, like a 2-hour movie, there's like a couple of lines of like actual spoken word. And I think this movie is just, it's a perfect love story between two freaking robots. Dude, please watch WALL-E. It's so good. Dude, wow, that's really shocking. Monsters Inc. is really good. That one broke my little kid heart, man. When with Boo and the door, and oh my goodness. I gotta put this, I gotta say it's between S and A. The only reason I wouldn't put it as an S tier is because of the, I don't know, sequel. But I'll put it as A. Inside Out was really good. Very, very emotional. I don't know if I feel the same about it as everything else I have up here, but Inside Out was very good. I will put it at B tier. Now Coco is the first time Hey, what up, Silver? What up, what up? Coco is the first time that our culture was represented in like a major cartoon like that. I have a personal bias to this movie. I love this movie. The song's good, the artwork is good, they've done their research. I gotta say this is an S tier for me. And if you have the chance, oh yeah, they stole that whole story from the lady and didn't give credit to the lady. Like, that is like at all. They based the character Mama Coco off of like someone, and they didn't give credit, like, which is crazy. I've seen the documentary. And like, it was just so good. If you have the chance to watch Coco in Spanish, even if you don't speak Spanish, it just fits so much. It works so much better than the English voice cast. Even though the English voice cast is great movie. I've watched it in both languages. Spanish is just, it's where it's at. Toy Story 2. Now, Toy Story 2, y'all. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. This is Al's Toy Barn. I can't ever forget about that ever in my life. Al's Toy Barn. Buck. I agree. Actually, I agree. I think it's in the B category. I don't think it's as good as the first one. But I think it's in the middle. It's solid. It's just a solid movie. Buck. Speaking of Al's Toy Barn. That's I don't know why. That's my favorite troll character. Toy Story 3. Okay, now let me explain why I'm about to put this one very high. Toy Story 3 came out, and it was about the same age group as us when it came out. Like, Andy was going off to college. I had just started my freshman year of college. This movie had one of the saddest scenes. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Toy Story 3. They accepted death as toys and held hands. Accepting death. That broke me on the inside. Oh, I saw that. That game looks crazy. I actually kind of wanted to play that. They accepted death, y'all. I gotta rate this. I don't know if I'd put it as S tier as like the original, but I gotta put it as A. Who knows where my hug at streamer does this to us? That's Pixar. It's a very fun movie. Now, Brave. You can't fight your fate. You can't change. If you could change your fate, would ya? I will pay. You kill him. Brave is A. Brave is definitely A tier. Great movie. The music is good. The hair in Merda. It just, dude, that is top-notch animation. It's just so good. Like, the bounciness and curliness of that is so good. Onward, oh my god. Onward is new, but they hit the nail on the head. I didn't like Brave that much. I liked Brave. Onward is amazing. That movie made me tear up. That is a tearjerker, Brie. We need to have like a Discord movie night with you, Brie. That's what needs to happen. Is what I'm figuring out. Like, we definitely need to do that. Onward for me is an S tier movie. I definitely need to. Oh, we'll get to Luca. Luca is another very good one. Toy Story 4 was good. I don't know if I'll ever put anything in the D category when it comes to Pixar, because I don't think anything is that bad. But Toy Story 4, in my opinion, is like a B/C tier movie, probably C. I don't think we needed it. But it's S. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, Soul is really good. Soul is that movie, and you know what? Disney, I think, times it. They've timed it right, because like we're reaching adulthood. That movie's about adulthood and kind of like chasing your dreams, and like your dreams might not be what you think it is. It's really good. I gotta say, I gotta say it's like an A tier, somewhere around here. And these aren't in any particular order. Like, I know you can order these, but I'm not putting these in any particular order. Toy Story 4. Oh no, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, Toy Story 4 was, like I said, it's good, but I don't know if we needed it. Luca is another one of those new Pixar movies that was just really, really good. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It does pull on your heartstrings a little bit. Very good movie. Solid. I'd agree with you. I wouldn't say S tier, but solid A tier. Like, very solid A tier. Let me zoom out of this a little bit so that way you guys can see the whole list. But that is my Disney Pixar tier list. I don't think anything is this bad. I don't think any of these movies are in like that D or even lower than D. I think this is pretty solid. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the Twitter sphere. But that is you guys, that's my Disney Pixar tier list. If you have, like I said, if you haven't seen Brie, this is for you. If you haven't seen a lot of these movies, please watch them. So good. I think this is probably the easiest. Now that I'm looking at it, this is probably like one of the easier tier lists I've done. But it was kind of tough because they're not bad. Like, any of these Pixar movies, even if they're just meh, they're good. Like, they're pretty good. But yeah, that's the Disney Pixar tier list. Now let me